Hey everyone, this is Peyton Anderson with Next Level Athletes. I'm thrilled to have Angelo Stuart on the podcast today. Angelo appeared in 17 games off the bench for Seattle in the 2020-21 season, but also is coming off an All-American campaign season at Hutchinson Community College in Kansas. On top of this, he recently signed his letter of intent to play for the Milwaukee Panthers. Angelo, first of all, thanks for what's going on today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And let's start with your recruitment process coming out of high school. What originally led you to Mineral Area College to begin with, where you led the Cardinals to a 30-2 record and the number one seed in the Region 16 tournament, amongst many other things?
Yeah. So actually, coming out of high school, I didn't have any offers. So I did a gap year and sort of sent my high school film to a bunch of JUCOs. I knew that I would have to take the JUCO route in order to play. And Mineral Area was one of the schools that bit, and it worked out perfectly. I'm really fortunate that I was able to play for Coach Stragi, and I had a really great time playing at Mineral Area.
Hmm. And additionally, what did you gain most from that year in community college going forward when you ultimately committed to Seattle originally?
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of JUCO guys can attest to this. I mean, JUCO is a grind, so you have to work for everything,
Hmm.
and you're trying to get to that next level. And it really taught me to sort of put my head down and work as hard as possible so I can accomplish my goal of playing Division 1 basketball. So that was one thing that I focused on when I was at Mineral Areas, just putting my head down. And I lived in the gym. I was really strict with my schedule and stuff like that. And that's one thing that remained consistent while I was at Mineral Area.
And what would you say? I mean, you already spoke biggest takeaway, but also favorite memory of yours, and something you'll miss most from that year of your life.
Most definitely the community and the relationships that I've built there. At in Park Hills, Missouri, like Mineral Area is like the place to be, and
Hmm.
they take a lot of pride in their basketball, and every single game was packed out, and I met a lot of fantastic people there at Mineral Area and relationships that I'll have for the rest of my life. So that's one of the biggest takeaways I've had. And my favorite memory most definitely is the second time we played Moberly at home. So
Hmm.
they beat us on the road while we were on the road, and when we had them at home for the second time, I mean the place was like standing room.
Yeah.
And it was us and them as the best team
Hmm.
in the conference. So I mean it was the game of the year by far, and we ended up winning, and I had a pretty good game. So that was by far my best memory at Middle Area.
Of course. And going back to high school, senior year, you averaged 12 points per game for the nationally ranked Bulldogs, as well as your junior year prior over at St. George's High School in Rhode Island, where you earned all New England preparatory school athletic council while averaging 31 points per game and also much more. Reflecting back on it, what do you miss most about high school in general, but also your all-time favorite memory from that year?
Yeah, so I think the thing I miss most about high school is just the atmosphere. Being able to play in college and then play in high school, the atmosphere is a little different.
Hmm.
In high school, the gyms are a little smaller.
Yeah.
Everybody comes to the games, whereas college, a lot of people are independent. You go to basketball games if you're a basketball fan.
Hmm.
Um, I think the atmosphere is something I miss the most. And then again, I mean, I had the opportunity to play against and play with some phenomenal basketball players, and that pushed me to be a better basketball player. I was able to learn a lot, and that by far is the biggest takeaway I had out of high school. So.
Hmm. And looking more into Seattle, kind of general, the bigger picture. What do you learn most during your time within the program? But on top of that, what do you thought you did well on the 2020-21 season? Something you're looking to improve on, but also anything you might have underperformed into your liking in general.
Yeah, so Seattle University was a really good learning experience for me. It taught me above all patience. My biggest thing was when I lost a lot of confidence in my game. I was dealing with a shoulder injury very
Mhm.
early on, and I lacked a lot of confidence in my jump shot, and things like that. But one thing that Seattle taught me really, really early was just to be patient, and remain consistent. I've always been someone who believes in that if you're putting in the work, behind closed doors when nobody's looking, eventually, inevitably, like it will come show. And you just have to be patient and trust the process. And that was one of my biggest takeaways from Seattle University. Um, One thing I did do well though, is I think my attitude was something that I had a positive attitude every day. I tried to look at things even when things weren't going my way. I tried to look at things from a positive standpoint, and that helped me progress while I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, by far, I think I met some of my best friends at Seattle. I had some phenomenal teammates, and guys that like I still talk to every single day. I was actually in Seattle a few weeks ago visiting. I love the and that was one thing that I was really happy that I was able to experience is meeting those people and going throughout that whole process and journey, and it allowed me to progress at the next level. And I'm really excited. I'm really happy that I was able to do that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking into this past season for you. You were a third team All-American, leading the Blue Dragons to a 26-9 record, advancing to the second round of the 2022 NJCAA tournament. Additionally, you led the Jayhawk Conference in scoring with 22.2 points per game. Just 689 total points scored, placed you 13th on the list of school history, but also much more. With this being said, what was your biggest takeaway from that year going into D1 ball this year again, but also something you'll miss most from that year?
Yeah, to trust my work. I work tirelessly on my game. I am constantly in the gym, and also just to remain confident. Like again, like throughout basketball, you're gonna go through shooting slumps. You're gonna go through. There's gonna be obstacles, and I think the biggest thing is remaining confident throughout those things and trusting that your work is going to inevitably be the reason why you succeed. And again, I work tirelessly in the gym. My jump shot, like there was times throughout the year where I went through a shooting slump and my coach was like, hey, keep shooting, because he
Mm-hmm.
trusted you put in so much work off the court. Guess what? The shooting slump will pass. And
Mm-hmm.
like you have to remain confident in those moments. And my best memory this year is definitely, I would say, against we were second in the conference to Dodge City, and we the region tournament championship game. We actually lost on a buzzer beater in
Mm-hmm.
overtime, but I think that was the best game we've played as a whole, as a team. I think we could have got them,
Yeah.
but it was by far the best performance that we've played together as a team. And I mean, it was just one of those things where a loose ball happened and we
Yeah.
lost on a buzzer beater. But just being around my teammates every day was great. I mean, we had a really unique group, and our style of play was very unique, and it was fun to watch. And we were able to get a lot of people in the stands because we played so fast. We pressed everyone. We shot a lot of threes, and that was really fun to watch. And
Mm-hmm.
that was really cool every night to sort of be at Hutch. And Hutch is like considered like the Kentucky of judo basketball. So it was really cool to be in that environment every night. And our goal was to make it into the national tournament. So those are like home games for us. So that was really big for us, and I'm glad we were able to accomplish that.
Mm-hmm. And well, on the subject, what's been your main focus in your mentality in training this current off season?
Yeah, so my biggest thing this off season was first I wanted to get healthy. I played the rest of the end of the season with some bone fragments in my ankle,
Mm-hmm.
and I played through it. And I think my biggest thing this off season was to get healthy and make sure that I'm 100% going into the summer, but I stay in the gym every day. So I mean, I worked out I worked out earlier this morning. I've been able to, even with me traveling throughout the spring, I always manage to find a gym, and make sure I get some work in. So that's been my main focus, and sort of getting ready to get to Milwaukee. I'm really
Mhm.
excited to, get the ball rolling on that end. And yeah, my biggest thing was getting healthy, and then just making sure that I'm staying in shape and in basketball shape, and getting ready for school.
Hmm. And when talking about recruitment, NIL deals, there's a lot going on in college sports nowadays where you see guys like, like CJ Stroud, Ohio State rolling up in like $180,000 cards and stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. But taking your own um journey so far into consideration, just what kind of advice or something you can give to athletes regarding like you going JUCO is fine, or just something that they can keep stored in the back of their mind, if that makes sense, going forward into college.
Yeah. So the college recruitment process is a frenzy. It's not always glitz and glam.
Hmm.
It's stressful at times, and I think my biggest piece of advice is, for one, is to go where you're wanted. You want to go somewhere where the coaching staff wants you, because I mean, at the end of the day, like, the coach is gonna play you. The coach is the one who
Yeah.
subs you the game. I think that's the number one thing. The second thing I would say is look at it from a non-basketball perspective. So are you okay being at this school without basketball? So
Hmm.
are you okay being just a student at that university? Because I think your happiness off the basketball court correlates to, how you play on the basketball court.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people sometimes get into a situation where, it's a good basketball fit, but they're unhappy outside of basketball, and that can affect your time as a student athlete. So those are the two biggest things I would say you should key in on in the recruiting process, and that's sort of had those two points have sort of led me through, maneuvering through the recruiting process, and it helped me make my decision. In regards to NIL deals, I wasn't necessarily like seeking those. I mean, I know that those will come to me
Hmm.
naturally. That's not something I'm like seeking for. I was like, oh, I want to go to this school because
Yeah.
they may be offering these type of opportunities. Like, for me, it was just like, hey, does the coaching staff want me? Am I comfortable? Cool. And can I be here without? Can I be here as a student?
Yeah.
Yes. Boom. That was how I was able to make my decision. So.
Hmm. Of course. And I'm transitioning over to life off the court. What's a typical day look like for you during the season and off season?
Oh, so during the season, I'm really strict on my schedule. So I mean, I take care of my academics.
Hmm.
Depending on what my schedule is, I'll take care of all my academics. Practice. I'll get some extra work in. I'm a night guy, so I like working out at night.
Yeah, same here. I like staying up a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, I like working out at night. So I'll have practice, and then I'll come to the gym at night, and I'll work out.
Hmm.
And I'm a huge proponent in getting a lot of sleep, because I know that my schedule can be extremely hectic, so I
Hmm.
want to get as much sleep as possible. So during the season, I'm really strict on how much sleep I get. Making sure I'm getting the right amount of shots up. Obviously making sure that I'm taking care of my academics. Off season, I'm a lot more flexible, but
Yeah.
one thing that does remain constant is that I have to be in the gym.
Hmm.
So, I mean, this spring I had the opportunity, like I've been traveling to Atlanta, I traveled to Seattle. I'm back and forth, like, I'm back and forth everywhere, but like I always have a gym. Like
Hmm.
that's something that like will never change. So, every day I'm making sure like that I'm working out and I keep a ball in my hand. That remains constant. So whether I'm home, whether I'm in Atlanta, whether I'm in Seattle, like I make sure that like, hey, I have a gym to go to every
Yeah.
single day, so I can make sure that I'm staying in shape, and I'm making sure I'm getting some work in.
Hmm. And talk additionally on top of this, talk to us about your major. What's it about? Class you've been taking for it, but more importantly, why you chose it.
Yeah, so I'm majoring in business management. So I'm from New York, so like, obviously Wall Street is something that's always attracted me.
Hmm.
But I just love how, like, I think it's extremely fascinating how money works and how
Yeah.
money moves throughout the economy and things like that. So that's something that, like, I've always been interested in. So I always wanted to stay in the business realm of stuff. Some of my favorite classes were micro econ. Like, I love economics, so like I've taken micro, macro, um, accounting, all those kind of stuff, and I have a few more business classes to take, which I'm really excited about. So um, that's where I'm at academically, and I'm looking to get my master's. I'm looking to get my MBA at Milwaukee, so I'm really excited about that. So
That's great. And expanding more on Milwaukee in this program. First off, what has intrigued you most about the team in the future ahead of yourself and your new teammates and coaching staff?
yeah, so I mean, my first thing when I got to on my visit, the thing that intrigued me immediately was the style of play. Coach Lundy, he has a unique style of play. He plays fast. He plays downhill. He recruits shooters, guys who can, shoot the ball. And that's it. It was similar to what I played at Hutch, and
Hmm.
that's something that, for me, again, throughout the recruiting process, it was all about fit for me. It wasn't necessarily about what school. It was about, my first thing was, where do I fit
Hmm.
in the program, and stylistically for me, it was perfect. And then another thing that was really intriguing was the now assistant coach. Was he coached against me at Dodge City, Coach Jake.
Hmm.
So that's really cool. I'm really familiar with him. I played against him, um, and he recruited me, and that was something that I was really comfortable with, and that was also another someone who I'm familiar with. So that was really cool that I get to now play for him
Yeah.
after going at him during
Hmm.
this. And then finally, I think uh, we have three guys, including myself, who played in the same league. So you got BJ, me, and then Eden Holt, who just committed a few days ago.
Hmm.
And I think that is really cool. Guys who competed against each other now get to play with each other. And I
Yeah.
think that's really cool. And I respect and admire both of their games. And I think that we all complement each other really well. So I think that's going to be super exciting to together
Hmm.
and get after it together. So I'm really excited about that.
Hmm. And additionally on top of this, what's been your mentality and outlook coming into Milwaukee with a new coaching staff and several new recruits and teammates?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your
Oh,
question?
yeah, yeah. Okay. On top of this, what's been your mentality and outlook coming into Milwaukee with a new coaching staff and several new recruits and teammates?
Yeah, so I mean, I think the situation is extremely unique. I think the fact that all of us are coming into a new situation all together is really unique, and I think it's cool because we can all build from the ground up
Hmm.
together. No one is established in the program. Like, everyone is coming in on the same playing field, coaches included, and we get to build this program together. And I think that's another reason why I was really intrigued by the situation here at Milwaukee. Um, but again, I mean, there's just a lot of really exciting pieces. I'm very comfortable with the staff. I think that the staff has done a fantastic job recruiting guys that complement each other, and I think we're all going to play really well together. And then style of play wise, I think Coach Lundy is going to put us in a really, really good position to succeed and win.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, like, that's the goal, to get out there and win games. So
Hmm. And on top of this, you've seen Bart Lundy's. He has had high praise for you. But on top of this, what's been the bonding been like for you so far? How's the communication and comfort level so far between you and the others on the team?
Yeah, so I mean, comfort level was probably number one for me, like in regards to like picking a school. And I knew right away that this was what like Milwaukee was where I wanted to be based on my comfort level when I was with the coaching staff. And it's been great. I communicate with my teammates. I actually just got off the phone with one of them today. um, but yeah, we're all communicating. We're all really excited to get up there this weekend and just start to get after it.
Mhm.
Again, like I'm familiar with two of my teammates already because we've played against each other. Um, when I went on my visit, Mark Keith, he hosted my visit, and
Yeah.
him and I have been in contact, since the day I left.
Hmm.
I'm really excited. I think we have a bunch of guys that it's going to be great playing together, but it's also going to be really great just being friends off the court. And
Yeah.
I think that's really important, having chemistry, off the court as well. I think that enhances it, and correlates while, when you get to the court. So
Hmm. And I'm looking more into off the court again for you. How would you describe yourself as an individual outside of basketball and off the court in general?
I'm a really happy person. I'm I always try to make jokes and laugh. You always catch me laughing or smiling or doing something. Um, I believe in, like, just spreading positive energy. I think it's contagious, and I think that, trying to be as positive as possible, enhances life. And it's and I'm really laid back. I like having fun. But in between those lines, I'm a competitor. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm a huge competitor, and I want to win more than anything. But outside of basketball, I think I'm a really fun person to be around. And again, I'm really excited to just get on campus and sort of, be able to spread, a lot of positive energy. So I'm really excited about that.
And additionally, what are some of your hobbies off the court when or if you find free time here and there?
I'm a huge movie guy, so I'm a huge movie buff. Like 9 times out of 10, if I'm just to myself relaxing, I'm looking on Netflix or any like streaming platform for new movies or new
Hmm.
shows to watch. That's like my favorite hobby to do. Like I can binge watch like shows for days. Like that's my
Yeah.
favorite thing to do. Also, I love finding new food spots. That's another thing I'm really excited for when I get to Milwaukee is finding some new food spots to eat at. So those are two of
Yeah.
my hobbies. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And for everyone in life, they have a lot of they have sometimes it's one person, sometimes it's a lot of people that really mean a lot to them in their lives and what they do. So for you personally, who has that been for you, and what would you share with them if they were to be listening?
My family has been my sup- supporting cast since day one. So obviously, for my family, I think they're with me every step of the way. Um, and I'm very fortunate to have a strong family background. And again, like they're included in every decision that I make, whether it's basketball or out off the court. So I'm really appreciative of them. One person that I uh, I look to for counsel a lot, both on the court and off the court, is Blair Woods. He's like my older brother,
Hmm.
and he's a skills developer, skills trainer. In my opinion, he's the best in the country, and he's from Atlanta. And he's someone who, again, he looks after me like a younger brother. I was blessed to be a part of his wedding a few weeks ago, and he's someone I value his opinion, and I value who he is as an individual. So definitely those two parties are people that I are that are in my corner that I constantly look to. So
Hmm. And when your collegiate career eventually comes to an end, how do you want to be remembered most by others, not only during your time in community college as well as Seattle and now Milwaukee, but also the kind of legacy and career you want to leave behind throughout it all?
Yeah. So I mean, um, obviously I want to be remembered at Milwaukee as a great basketball player,
Hmm.
but I think beyond that, I want to be remembered as a great person. You know, again, I think who I am off the court is extremely important, and I want to try to create a positive impact, everywhere I go. And I think that's more important than whether I can put a ball in the basket or not. I'd want to be remembered as a really great individual, and basketball obviously will come, but that's what's more important to me.
Hmm. And last question, what might be next for your future as an athlete and individual after college? Or are you more so taking it day by day until that time presents itself?
Uh, Not so. I mean, I think about, obviously, like for me, I want to play professionally. That is my main goal. I think about it every single day. That's why I put in so much work is to play professionally after college. I think I want to get my degree. I want to get my MBA. That's something that's really important. But after my collegiate career is over, I want to play basketball as long as possible. And professional career is the ultimate goal. So I think about that every day, and that's where I'm at.
Mhm. Once again, everyone, Angelo Stuart, UW-Milwaukee guard. Angelo, I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down today, and I wish you the best with your future, and I'll see you around in the future.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course.